Okay, joining me now for more discussions on this is Dr. Adoyi Omale, an international affairs analyst, who's going to help us with an in-depth analysis of the international implications of U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to launch fresh attacks on Nigeria. Very warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you very much.
It's obvious the U.S. president is not minced words at all, and he says he's going to match, words this time for more action, for more airstrikes, if the annihilation of Christians continue in the country. What are your thoughts along this line?
Well, my thought is that since the December 25th, 2025 strike by the U.S. on ISIS and other terrorist camps in Nigeria, the kidnappings, as you just saw in the report from Plateau and other parts of Nigeria, kidnapping, banditry activities have still not abated. That indicates that the terrorists are still on top of their game. Necessitating, I believe that is the reason why President Trump is still threatening for further strike on targets within the country. But let me say that...
Omale, these targets and the rest is done in conjunction with Nigerian security agencies.
That is what we are meant to believe, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tuga, made that point very clear. The security agencies in this country have also alluded to the fact that they are cooperating with the government of the United States.
So why is it difficult to rein in the terrorists, after that strike? Could it have been, a lapse in the ground forces moving in to mop up the remnants, from Sokoto, Sambisa Forest and the rest? What we hear, like the terrorists moving into Niger State, Katsina, and the north central states of Kogi and Kwara.
And even Benue, because I read this morning that the chairman of Agatu local government in Benue State was raising alarm that terrorists from those Sokoto and some of these areas are moving en masse into
How do they know these areas? How do they know these areas? If we say they are international terrorists, just invade the country, and they know the forest and the rest, they know their routes, they know where to go and kidnap.
They have local collaborators, no doubt. Our borders are very porous, and definitely there are Nigerians that are also aiding and abetting what they are doing. So Trump's threat definitely is a wake-up call to our security agencies and to our government to stand. It beats my imagination why it will take a foreign leader to jolt our security apparatus.
But they have the might.
Yes,
the Tucano that were sold to Nigeria didn't have the missiles. It's only recently now the missiles, have been purchased, have been given to us to buy, to fit into those Tucanos.
Yes, I agree with you. You asked me a question earlier on. Why did the Nigerian military not move in
the ground forces
to mop up and so on? The Nigerian military has their challenges. One of it is what you have said. The much needed equipment, intelligence, precision striking, and several other things that in this type of warfare that you have to deal with counter-terrorism. You need a lot of intelligence to be able, because the terrorists mix with the population. So it's not the type of war normally where you have to go and face an opponent. So in this case, you need look at the precision strike, the way the Americans targeted the terrorist camp with precision, and liquidated some of those camps. It shows you that it's a lesson to our military that rather than just responding, oh, they've kidnapped some people, the military will just move in. No, they have to be coordinated intelligence to ensure that these camps do not exist anywhere in this country. Anywhere that the camps are set up, the military has to move in to level it and destabilize them. And there have to be intelligence. Pick their leaders, if possible, kill their leadership as much as possible, disorganize their supply chain, their weapon source, and also their financial source. You have to trace all this and liquidate them so that they will not have a way of regrouping and reorganizing. So I see Trump's call as a very positive one, but the warning is that it should not be the Venezuelan style. Let us restrict this strictly to attacks, collaboration with the Nigerian government, to attack terrorist camps, to attack ISIS, Lukarawa, and all the other groups. But it should not be that they should go beyond that strike the way we have seen it done in Venezuela.
But we're saying the terrorists, after the Christmas Day bombing and other bombings in Sambisa forest, that the terrorists are emboldened. Where are they drawing their courage and strength from?
No, over the years they have entrenched themselves due to the security lapses that we have witnessed in this country. Don't forget that for over 10 years, the Boko Haram has especially completely taken a large chunk of the northeast, and the Lukarawa reared their heads in the northwest, and then in many parts of the middle belt, in so-called headsmen or whatever, gun-wielding headsmen have been riding roughshod. So they have been there for quite some time. A single strike definitely cannot liquidate them. So they have to be...
So there shouldn't have been a pause in the strike. I mean, it should have been continuous until the objective
I
is
think
achieved.
the strike was a warning one and a wake-up call to our government, and to know that, yes, the terrorists can actually be tamed. They can be liquidated. And it is to tell the Nigerian government, look, this is the way to go. You have to identify where their camps are, and try as much as possible to liquidate them. We had reports of many of them fleeing back to the Sahel, to the Niger and everything, going to where they are coming from. Mm-hmm. So that shows that the strike had the needed impact.
Yes.
So what we need to do is to ensure that the borders are properly manned this time around, and then those that are within, we either annihilate them or we force them also to flee, and then so that they will not have any safe area where they can coalesce and launch attack from.
Yeah, absolutely. And from the reports coming out of Plateau State anyway, 25 Islamic tourists, so to put it, who were kidnapped, and the rest have been released. So sometimes it's not probably just only Christians that are being killed.
Yes.
But maybe the preponderance of it is what
we have made
some
that
people
point.
find worrisome, right?
We have made that point that the insecurity, the terrorism in Nigeria is not just targeted at Christians. I think that point has been made. But you see, where you cannot fault America or fault the US president is that they also have a right to determine who they want to come and salvage. As a country, the US can say, look, we are a Christian country and we want to come and defend our brethren in Nigeria. So yes, Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed, but from what Trump is saying is that we are more interested in what is happening to our Christian brethren. Yes, if Muslims too are being killed, maybe it is the Muslims that are sympathetic to Christians that are being killed. I think basically that is what he's saying. So you cannot begrudge him on that one. But since the terrorism affects everybody in Nigeria, whether Christian or Muslim, the strike by Trump is to ensure that the country is safe for everybody, because we are all bearing the brunt of the terror. Whether he is saying that he is coming to defend Christians or whatever, the truth of the matter is that killings are going on in this country.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Muslims and Christians are bearing the brunt.
Yeah. Well, thanks so very much, Adoyi Omale, for coming to shed some light there on the further strikes by the U.S. Government if the situation does not improve, and general security situations in the country. Adoyi Omale, International Affairs Analyst, thanks for coming on.